everyone is looking for the best way, the perfect way, or the way to make them wealthy, make them rich, make them to a point where, they don't need to work anymore. They have enough money, they've saved enough money, they've worked hard enough where they can enjoy the fruits of their labor, where they sit back and think, I don't need to work anymore, but maybe I do, maybe I don't, maybe I can relax on the beach. That is called financial independence, where we have enough money where we just don't need to work anymore. And today we're going to be talking about some ETFs, particularly some Vanguard ETFs, to help you create a portfolio to make you wealthy. Yes, I said it because, some people need to say it out loud. Now, most people are thinking, I just need to pick A, B, C, D, E stock to make myself the most richest man in the world. Yes, Tesla has been going up, so I need to invest as Tesla's up here. But what if Tesla tanks? That's why an ETF makes it a simple vehicle to become wealthy. And the reason I'm considering Vanguard is because in 1975, Jack Bogle created Vanguard and created the first index fund that tracked the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies on the U.S. stock market. Now, his goal was to make a simple or cost-efficient way for most investors to invest in the market and to passively create a wealthy portfolio. Now, the reason I like Vanguard is because they have some great ETFs that are tax efficient, that help people to grow their wealth, and they're low cost. I mean, who doesn't like low cost? Now we can look at some other ETFs and some stock pickers, and these ETFs may go crazy for like 1 year, but then they will go down and they'll cost you a fortune in the long run. And these ETFs that I'm talking about are passively managed. They track an index. They're low cost and efficient, and they're just a great way to help you create some wealth. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this, and let's start talking about these Vanguard ETFs. Our first Vanguard ETF is going to be VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. Now, the reason I like this ETF, and most people probably should, is because it tracks the S&P 500. These are the top 500 companies on the U.S. stock market. Now, we are talking about companies like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Tesla, Meta, Google, Berkshire Hathaway. I'm just naming a lot of great companies on this ETF. Now, a great reason is, if you look at the S&P 500, it has done pretty well over the last couple of years. In the last 100 years, the stock market has averaged anywhere between 10 and 11%. Now, past results does not mean future returns. So, as we look at the market as a whole, VOO in the last 10 years has been averaging a little bit over 13%. Now, that's over a 10-year period, and over the long run, it is doing, around what the market does. So there will be ups and downs, and sometimes people may think, whoa, that's a big down, or wow, it's a big up. But this happens with the stock market. Now, this ETF is comprised of mostly large cap stocks. That means these are the largest companies on the U.S. market, and we are not getting a good percentage of any small caps because it's only the top 500 companies. And a good the top 10 of those companies do comprise of about maybe 30% of this portfolio. And if you think, oh, that's a little too heavy, well, as the market goes up and down, these companies will also go up and down. At one point, GE was in the top 10, but now we have a lot of different tech companies that are making up this top 500 companies in the U.S. stock market. Now, I like VOO, and it's a great foundation to make a great portfolio. So if you're looking for a foundational piece, or even just one ETF altogether, VOO could be that ETF. These are just a little bit of my thoughts. So let's go on to number 2. Number 2 is going to be VTI. VTI is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. And this ETF tracks the entire stock market, which is comprised of over 3,600 different companies. Now, the US stock market does have a lot of companies that are cap weighted in that large cap sector, and you can see this with VTI. VTI does have similar companies to VOO, and so most people say, why don't we just get some VOO? Well, if you want some exposure to the mid caps and small caps, VTI does give exposure to those sectors. Now, over the last 10 years, VTI has averaged about 12.85, 12.95% of those last 10 years. Now, like I said, past returns does not mean future returns will be similar. But as you can see, over the last 5 years, it has averaged 15.15%, and it continues to be a great ETF to add to your portfolio. It is one of those foundational ones, like VOO. If you just want a little bit more exposure to some small caps and mid caps, and not as much exposure to the large caps, then VTI could be a great foundational piece to grow your wealth. It is one of my favorite ETFs, and I hold it in my portfolio. I hold a good portion of my money in VTI because I believe that a simple approach to investing is holding everything. I mean, why try to find the needle in a haystack when you can buy the entire haystack, if you know what I mean? It's just a little bit easier to buy all the companies in the US instead of trying to pick and choose and maybe even the top half. So this is just a great ETF to hold in your portfolio. Now let's go on to number 3. Now with the first two, we have noticed that most of the US stock market is comprised of tech-centered companies. You have VTI comprised of about 33% of technology companies. Now, if you are looking to add more tech into your portfolio, you're thinking, I got my foundational as VTI or VOO, but I want more tech in order to kind of capture some of that gold. Like as we've seen in the last 10, 15 years, it has just skyrocketed a bit. Well, that ETF by Vanguard could be VUG. VUG is the Vanguard Growth ETF, and the Vanguard Growth ETF holds a little bit over 180 different stocks. Now, over the last year, it has done really well, and we can see this as we compare it to the NASDAQ 100. The NASDAQ 100 has done about 29% for this year, while VUG has done about 32%. Now, it is has more companies than the NASDAQ 100, but as you can see, the growth sector is doing really well. Now, the market as a whole is doing about 25 to 26% this year, so the growth stocks and the growth ETFs are doing slightly better. So if you want a little bit more growth, we can look at VUG. And as we can see with some of the companies in VUG are some of the ones that you may see in some other ETFs. Like we have Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. They comprise of 30% of the VUG portfolio. So if you want to have a little bit more money into those without actually owning the individual stocks, boom, there you got it. You got VUG. Now it's got some other companies, like you can see, you got Amazon around 6%. You have Google, Meta, you have Visa, and Eli Lilly, and these are just some companies in the top 10 of VUG. Now, over the last 10 years, VUG has averaged 15.6%, which is better than VOO, and it's better than VTI. But, I mean, it is not as good as some of the other growth ETFs out there. But if you're sticking to Vanguard, this is a great growth ETF. All right, now let's move on to some other ETFs on this list. Our next one is going to be VB. So we have VOO, which is more large cap. We have VUG, which is growth. But now VB is the Vanguard Small Cap ETF. Now, when we're talking about small caps, we're talking about smaller companies. The large companies, like you've probably heard of, you've heard of the Googles, the Apples, the Microsofts. Now, the small cap companies were at one point small cap companies. Now they have grown so big, they're called large cap. Now, VB is considered one of those great ETFs where you want exposure to some small caps. You can buy some VB. Now, the small caps have not performed as well as the large caps over these past couple of years, and you can see that, but it does go in waves. Now, this year, VB has been averaging around 23% this year, and over the last 10 years, it has done about 10%. Now, that is not as good as you would see with the large caps or even the growth sector, but the stock market is very cyclical, so it will go up and down, and at some point, the small caps will go up, while the large caps go down when people are looking for more valued companies. And as you can see, if you break down the portfolio, that it is broken down into a couple different sectors. I mean, you don't have really one sector being like 30%. You have many sectors that are in the 10% with financials and consumer staples and healthcare. And these are just a couple of things that make up that small cap portfolio. And here are just a couple of different companies that maybe you have not heard of, and that's okay. These companies are like Axon Enterprise, Decker's Outdoor, Atmos Energy, MicroStrategy. So these are just some small cap companies that are part of this ETF. Now, you may have not heard of them. That's okay. But as they grow, they will move from small cap to mid cap to large cap. But having kind of an exposure to these, when they do skyrocket, you'll have exposure, and that's a good way to just kind of diversify your portfolio. Now let's go on to another ETF. Now most of these ETFs on this list I have mentioned are more US centered ETFs. The next ETF is going to be VXUS. This is the Vanguard International ETF. So this is for international companies that are not on the US stock market, or companies that may have not been traded with VTR or VOO. Now, if we look at some of these companies, you'll see that you have companies like Taiwan Semiconductor Company, you have Samsung, Toyota, you have Nestle. These are a couple of those different companies on VXUS. Now, most people may not want the largest exposure to international stocks, and that makes sense because, personally, I get a little bit of a home bias towards the US stock market. The US stock market does comprise of anywhere between 50 to 60% of the world's market, and these internationals just give you some exposure. If you want, you can have a little bit of them. You can make it 5, 10, maybe even 50% of your portfolio if you're thinking the US market could crash in the near future. I mean, I do not know these things, and so these things they do happen. But if you want some exposure to the international companies, this is a way you can get that exposure. Now, the performance over the last couple of years will not wow you, and it is definitely not wowing me either. If you look at the last 10 years, it is averaging about 5% annually. And that's kind of one of those things that makes you go uneasy. If you're chasing kind of those returns, well, a lot of people sometimes chase returns. This will probably not be something in your portfolio. But if you're looking and managing your portfolio, this could be something you may want to add to get a little bit of exposure of some companies in this portfolio. Now, if we look at the 1 year, 1 year will be about 13 to 14%, with year to date a little bit over 8%. Like I said, it's not a wow factor, but it's just something that, like I said, some people may want in their portfolio. This ETF does have over 8,000 stocks, making it quite diverse, but also thinking maybe it should be less diverse. I mean, it is up to you. If you want exposure to all the world, you could get just VTI and a little bit of VXUS. Then you have exposure to a lot of the world's companies. Like I said, some of these top companies on here is going to be Taiwan Semiconductors. You're going to have Samsung, Toyota, you're going to have Nestle. you're going to have some of these things. And personally, you know, I've got like a fund portfolio where I just have Taiwan Semiconductors. I used to live in Taiwan, and I believe the company is a great company creating chips that are in a lot of our products. But if you want exposure to a lot of these companies that are outside the US market, well, this is just a great ETF to have in your portfolio. Now, those were just a couple of ETFs you could add to your portfolio. And there are great Vanguard ETFs, and they also cost less. You know, I mentioned that they have a low cost, and so these have many of those low costs. Now, let's take a second quickly. If you like this content, make sure to like it and subscribe. And then I'll continue to create more content to help you out. Let's get back to those low costs. Now, if we're looking at some of these costs, we're thinking, why should I choose this one over like another one? Well, for instance, VOO tracks the S&P 500. It's got an expense ratio of 0.03%. That means for every $10,000 invested, it costs you $3. For every million, it costs you $300. Now let's compare that to one of the great S&P 500 ETFs like SPY. Now this SPY has an expense ratio of 0.09%. That makes it cost you $9 for every 10,000 or $900 for 1 million. Now that's a $600 difference if you have $1 million invested. That's why low cost matters, because more money in your pocket means less money going to those companies. And if we look at growth companies, I mentioned the NASDAQ 100 versus VUG. Now, there are some growth companies that track the NASDAQ 100 like QQQ. QQQ's expense ratio is 0.20%. That makes for the first $10,000, it costs you $20. For $1 million, that's $2,000. Now think about that. That's a lot of money. Huge difference. Now with VUG, the expense ratio is 0.04%. That's a difference of 16 basis points. So when we look at $1 million portfolio, it is costing you $400. But if you want to go QQQ, that's costing you $2,000. Huge difference, right? Right? That's $1,600 difference. So that's why these companies with Vanguard, these ETFs are so valued by so many investors because they're low cost, they track indexes, and they just make great products. So those are a reason why I think these ETFs by Vanguard are great to add to your portfolio. Now, personally, I hold VTI. That's one of my favorite ETFs. So if you want, you can add that as a great foundational ETF. Now, a good place to buy these ETFs is, of course, you can go to Vanguard and set up an account. Secondly, you can also go to Fidelity and set up an account and buy these ETFs. And if you are not really interested in Vanguard or Fidelity, and you just want like a simple, easy buy and hold, continue to go and go while you kind of sleep, well, M1 Finance is another great place. It has got a great user interface. I like to use it. I also use Vanguard as well. And it's just a great place where I can just kind of have automation go on. It will invest into my VTI, into my other ones, and then it will just continue to go every single month. So those are 3 options for you to buy some of these Vanguard ETFs. And if you like this content, remember to hit that like button and subscribe. And next, I'm going to try to create some more videos on ETFs. Like, let's look at maybe some Fidelity index funds and maybe some Schwab ETFs and why you should be investing into ETFs, because honestly, I think they're great. They're just a simple approach to investing. Well, I hope you have a great day and check you in the next video.